that all of us should focus, not just building the agents, okay? Quick introductions in the house. My name is Robin. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO at TestZeus. 15 plus years in the industry now, folks. Contributed to open source projects like Selenium. Wrote a book about it. And then now we are building out TestZeus with customers in US, UK, India, and France, ranging from 50 member firms all the way up to 50,000 member firms, okay? Okay, that's again something about me. I've been a Salesforce Spotlight developer, 3x Dreamforce speaker. We built the world's first open source testing agent. That's the main thing that I really want to talk about. See, how many people in the house are building agents or have worked on Agentforce? Like a quick show of hands. Okay. I'll make it tough because many people are like it's fashionable. How many people have deployed Agentforce in production? So suddenly, like from 17 hands, it became like 5. But the people who've done it in production or people who are now planning to go to production, right? They are having nightmares. So one of our customers told us that, Robin, our agent is one prompt away from a lawsuit. Because you never know what your agent will perform, how will they chat with the end users, right? And these are not made up, these are real world case studies when an agent deployed by Chevrolet, which is a car manufacturer, actually sold a car for $1 in the US on their website. So if any of you are looking for a new car, look at Chevrolet maybe, right? Talk to their Agentforce agent. The other one is with Air Canada. So thanks to a problem on the website, they had to pay only $800 in fines. But see, think about it. When something of that sort happens, it is not about $800. For Air Canada to be on such a slide at Bharat Dreamin, that's the real problem. The millions of dollars that they've spent in marketing and building that nice Canada flag on that nice aeroplane, which you are saying bye-bye to. Now when you think of that, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I don't think I should travel with Air Canada. If they could goof up on scheduling and web, what if their aeroplane goofs up? I might never reach Dreamforce again, right? So that is the real problem with agents. You test them today, but you are never sure that are they production ready or not. And that is the whole idea for today's discussion, guys, okay? So the stakes are actually getting higher with each and every day. 40% or more of Agentic AI projects will be cancelled by 2027. So I'm not a doomsayer. We are actually an agentic startup. But that is a report by Gartner and some of the big ones. Less than 10% of the companies have scaled agents at all. And 3 to 27% hallucination rates in controlled environments. Okay. So this is where it starts shifting. See, all of us would have done testing at some point of our lives. I actually started as a QA at Accenture. And what I was told is that, Robin, every test case has an actual result and an expected result. You go to a website, go to the homepage, it will show the homepage layout, always. But that is not the same with agents. You say hello and a question to ChatGPT 10 times, it will have 11 different answers. So that is the mindset shift that agentic testing requires. Non-deterministic, probabilistic, or in more technical terms for AI researchers, stochastic testing. That you have to create a sample set of the result and then grade the sample set. So testing agents is very different from testing web applications. Anybody who would challenge that thought, no, I think it's the same. I don't know. Any show of hands who believe that testing agents is pretty much the same as testing web applications? No? Okay, I'll raise my hand. See, it's actually same in the way that for the user, that end outcome really matters. Whether your agent is answering this or that, if the agent fails and gives a handoff to a human user, then that is something which you can test by standard deterministic testing as well, right? But we look at more of that. Also, oddly, I come from a very strong engineering background. So this notion is not just me. Princeton published a report. It's called the Tau Bench. And they found that the top GPT-4o agents dropped from more than 60% to less than 25% over 8 runs of the same task. So you run the same machine 8 times, the answer and the result goes from 60 to 25%. And that is what keeps Agentforce developers awake at night, at least the customers that we have. Okay. Don't worry about the resources. It's okay to click pictures. We'll anyways share all of this at the end. So how Agentforce works? Okay. How many of us know what is Atlas Reasoning Engine? 1,000 rupees cash prize by Salesforce maybe. I won't give. Yeah. I don't know, some certification voucher. What is Atlas Reasoning Engine? I see some faces in the crowd who are closely with Salesforce. Yes, sir. ChatGPT. Okay, I'll take 1,000 rupees. Yeah. It's very different. Anybody else would like to attempt? Yeah.
The brain behind Agentforce.
Brain behind Agentforce. Exactly. Okay. Okay, so what I heard briefly and distinctly at a distance was more of orchestration. But see, the answer is in the name. It's an Atlas reasoning engine, right? So it is specifically built on the Salesforce platform for the Salesforce platform. So it reasons about how that case management should happen, how order management should happen, how Sales Cloud works, so on and so forth, right? So every Agentforce agent has these like 6 standard pillars, okay? Atlas Reasoning Engine is one: topics, instructions, actions, grounding, and then guardrails, okay? Where agents break is the real problem. So agents break with topic misclassification, action failure, grounding, multi-turn state drift, and guardrail. I'll not touch each one of them. See, when you talk to an AI agent, right, even they have some sort of context management, right? Even humans have context management. If you talk to me in the morning and if you talk to me in the evening, I might lose context about what we discuss in the morning, right? Agents have the same problem. So when you do multi-time conversation with an AI agent, it might lose context. And then rather than preventing from giving a discount, it will actually give you a discount. So you should try that on the Gucci website. They also have an Agentforce as far as I understand. Okay, we'll skip a few slides, but trying to make it fast enough. How we see testing is in this like 5-layer cake now, okay? We should do unit testing or else your code won't land into production. We should do conversational testing, which is multi-turn flows. Integration testing, basically between Agentforce, agents and Salesforce data and APIs, but then at the same time, agent-to-agent communications. Safety and guardrail testing, and last but not the least, regression and observability. So somebody recently said something very mindful to us that when they deploy contact center agents, see how call centers work is and how you get calls from Amazon or salespeople, right? Is that the call center floor lead will generally keep an eye on all the calls on a weekly basis and see that the calls are happening at the right time and the person is talking with high energy, answering the right questions, selling the policy. So when you are testing Agentforce, it is not just about pre-production and one-time UAT or testing when you make it live. It is about constant monitoring and observability of that platform. Just like how you would manage a call center and humans are making calls or receiving calls. Because that is where the real drift could happen, okay? But that being said, let's jump into the demo. So we'll not present TestZeus. I'm more of a community person. Radhika from my team will be doing a demo jam in the evening for the TestZeus platform. Please go there, cheer her up. I'll show something more on the technical side. Okay, how many of us have heard about prompt foo or ragas or agent evals? Okay, I see 1.5, 2 handish, like some friends like doing like this, 2 hands. Okay, not many people. Cool guys. So see, just like Agentforce has Agentforce testing center, right? Which you can think of like the unit testing layer for agents. Similarly, in the wide world of open source technologies, there are systems like prompt foo, okay, which help you do agent evals, not just at multi-turn conversational level, but also perform deep red teaming of the AI agents, okay? So we'll quickly look into that. I've already got that running. You can also do it. It's like a pretty simple command. You can just do npx prompt foo, and that will get your local up and running. I have it set up over here. Okay, everybody can see the screen. Should I make it bigger, smaller? Is it okay? Zoom, please. Yeah, sure. Okay. So I'm on the setup side, and see how do I put it? When we do web testing, right? There's like a browser which opens up and some clicks will be done and you're like, oh wow, it's clicking things, clapping, right? Sadly, in agent testing, it won't open up browsers. Prompt foo will try to do red teaming or adversarial testing of your target agent on its own, okay? And there are various ways in which it will do it. Prompt foo is not like built for one system. So for example, here I have given a target name as customer support agent example. And there are various target agents that you can test. You can do A2A, JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, OpenAIs, Anthropics of the world, Olamas, AutoGen, browser automation, Cerebras, the list is pretty long, guys. You can explore it, okay? I won't read through the whole list. So once we've given the target, okay, how you would do it for Agentforce is you can just do a small headless agent, okay? How many of us know Agentforce also has headless capabilities and you can talk to it? Okay, 2 hands, good. So guys, Agentforce is not just what you deploy on the Salesforce platform. You can also access Agentforce through APIs in a very headless fashion, okay? And just like how you can connect to that agent through APIs, HTTP, HTTPS, you can test that agent by giving those configurations to prompt foo as an example, okay? So that being said, once we've selected our target agent, and if I click next, it will ask me what's the request response format. Okay, I can test the target. Also, important things start coming up over here. Does your system remember the full interaction history? You can check that. It can also generate agentic test cases for you. Okay. See, interestingly, when we were doing web testing, 20 test cases, 30 test cases, 50 was a good number. We were happy that, yeah, we can go to sleep and, it will be fine. Agentic testing by design is infinite, just like how talking to humans is infinite. So that is why generating test cases for agents is actually more complicated. Because you will check, hello, good morning, can you do booking, scheduling appointment for me? It will say good things. The minute you ask it for a discount, the minute you ask it for rescheduling the appointment, that is where it gets interesting. That is where you have to test the boundaries of the application. Okay, so you can generate test cases. That being said, it can discover your target's capabilities. You can load up some code application details. You can actually tell it that what industry domain that your application operates in, what are the access and permissions that we have, data and content. You can even throw in a data 360 integration over here. And you can also do red teaming through a user. I'm saying this word red teaming again, guys, in very simple words. There's this concept of blue teaming and red teaming. In classical world, we had positive testing and negative testing. In the agent world, red teaming is the negative testing aspects, where you check the agent for its guardrails, you try to push it beyond its boundaries, check if it has any biases, toxicity, any issues with responding, okay? So that is what red teaming is in simple words. So I can configure all of that. I can also add plugins, okay? And there are multiple provided by prompt foo itself. The list is pretty long. For example, something which caught my eye was command injection. So can you inject a command to your Agentforce and then just read all the account details in one shot? Okay, so you can try that as well. You can try COPA, cross-section, data exfiltration, so on and so forth. I won't read the whole list. And then you can also do multiple strategies. Important thing to note over here is, so if you have a single turn agent, right, you are just checking for the order status or something, which a lot of people in India have deployed. A red bus also has a similar implementation. You can ask what's the bus status and all. It can check it out. But if you want to do multi-turn implementation for testing, you can do that as well using systems like prompt foo. And once all of that is set up, you can save that and then run now. Okay, so it will do its own thing. I don't think we have the time to go through the running and execution. It will like run it on the browser, start giving you errors, reports, everything. Okay, do the whole scan on your behalf. But then I just wanted to show what comes out of this entire thing that we had built out. So it will give you an LLM or an agent risk assessment that what's the agent's score and output for unauthorized user access, privilege escalation, data exfiltration, so on and so forth. It also shows you at the bottom, for example, what's the legal risk of this agent being deployed in production, which is really important for government, healthcare, fintech clients like we have. Okay. We also check the agent using the system that how does it perform on various toxicity biases or angles, such as how does it handle hate, how does it handle self-harm, how does it handle drugs, so on and so forth. So all of that can be tested, right? And while PromptFoo is there, if you guys are looking for a better solution, TestZeus also does similar and much more, but no pitches was the promise. So just quickly bashing through the remaining slides in the remaining 3.5 minutes. So when you are doing unit testing layer for the agents, there are things which you should test, and then there are things how to go about it. What we recommend at the unit testing layer for Agentforce is please go with Agentforce Testing Center. Very simple. It's there, start there, get your hands, don't crash your car. When you're happy, move on to other layers and bigger systems, right? Everybody has used Agentforce Testing Center earlier. Yeah, no? Raise show of hands. Yeah, see, this was a trick question, and I'm like this evil guy. In the beginning, when I asked, how many have built agents? Then I asked, how many of you have heard about Agentforce Testing Center?
It was regarding that agents outside Agentforce, using Claude and all those.
Oh shit. Thank you. So the clarification is that when I asked how many agents are in production and all, folks have answered that these were outside Salesforce. Okay, some evil answers were given. Okay, cool, all cool. So conversation testing is all about multi-turn conversation. See, when humans talk, right? We don't just say hi and bye and like scan a lead or give a card and disappear. It always happens in multiple turn conversation, like how you would talk to your girlfriend or wife or friend. And at the last minute, she will say, oh, that was a trick question, like how I said, right? And they were like, oh shit, we goofed up, right? So that's the whole game point here. You should definitely do integration testing. See, the real magic of Agentforce is not building that agent on the Salesforce platform. The real magic is integrating it with Data 360 or systems outside Salesforce or within Salesforce itself, right? The more the context, the better the answers. And that is why that integration testing is really important. What we would highly recommend is doing safety and guardrails testing or red teaming, right? Not just testing your agents for the positive scenarios, testing your agents for the negative scenarios as well, and then asking it things that it should not do, right? For a service management agent, this should be around asking it case details of another user or customer, right? For let's say a healthcare agent, it would be around asking personal details of the customer without providing the ID, okay? So that's the toolkit that you can start with. Start with Agentforce Testing Center. Agentforce DX also has very key commands and prompts that you guys should take a look. If you're looking at a more managed solution, much comprehensive, obviously please look at TestZeus. That's a very biased answer. But then if you are more into technical and open source stuff, PromptFoo is what we've used. We've loved it. I've contributed to some parts of PromptFoo codebase as well. It's all open source, so you can go check that out. But that brings us to 45 seconds of the session remaining. And the last slide. That's about it, folks. Thank you so much for being a lovely audience. You can find the resources here. The QR code takes you back to us. And then there's a quiz code as well. I've been told that is, I think, I don't know, $1 million prize or something, guys. No, not $1 million. Okay, cool. Oh, we can 100% do $1 million, guys. No problem. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Yeah.